mentions accommodators as one of four learning styles. Accommodators by nature learn from hands on experiences, and they act on gut feelings rather than from logical analysis. They rely on listening to their peers' opinions while learning. And accommodators are high performing when needing to react to change conditions. They're more risk takers. When it comes to changing roles in education, educators become facilitators. They become guiders of the process more than drivers of the process. And ergo, the students tend to learn through hands on experiences rather than lectures. And they tend to learn from group discussions, small group discussions, or working alone.
Hello, my name is Tanya Williams, and in David Kolb's learning style, I will be presenting on the diverger. Components of the diverger. The diverger's learning style falls between the areas of concrete experience and reflective observation. This is said to be the opposite of the converger. Divergers are imaginative and emotional. They prefer to work in group settings. Divergers will come up with ideas, but prefer to watch and observe rather than to take action. This came from an article called Academic Performance in Introductory Accounting, Do Learning Styles Matter? By Laswad and Tan 2015. Divergers look at the why in a situation. The information should be given in a systematic, detailed manner. This is from Concrete, Reflective, Abstract, Active, retrieved from the Web Cortland EDU website. Divergers prefer to learn in a lecture method. These students will ask questions and take suggestions. Teachers should be facilitators, mingling among the students, answering questions when needed, and giving suggestions when asked. The changing role in education. Teachers should be facilitators rather than have a solely teacher-directed classroom. Those days have gone where the teacher stands in front of the room while the child takes notes and then just regurgitates it back on an exam. It is important that teachers learn to incorporate technology beyond using their computers as display boards or just for students to write papers. An article by the title Teachers of Teaching, Technology Alone Won't Transform a Teacher to Facilitator had a quote that I found very interesting. Teacher roles won't change by simply booting up and connecting to the internet. So basically, you can't let the computer be the teacher, but you cannot also be just the person in the front of the classroom teaching and you just use your board as a chalkboard instead of using it for its usefulness that it has, because we all know technology, especially during this pandemic, we can see has had a lot of impact on how we teach. Students can now work in groups from wherever they are. Students can present information to their classmates. They can turn in writing tools and we can grade them on the spot, because especially in Google Classroom, they give you these tools that allows you to give automatic feedback to the student within minutes if so chosen. Teaching the role of the teacher should change also by encouraging the student to be more interactive in the class. Encourage dialogue with each other. Encourage responsible ways to communicate, hearing each other's thoughts and being able to answer back in a reflective way. That works with the teacher as the facilitator and not just someone standing there directing information at them. We need to really look at all the useful ways that we can use technology in the classroom, and little by little take baby steps and start to do that.
Hi, this is Mike Lewis, and this is Kolb's learning style, the focus on the assimilator. Now, with the assimilator, what you need to understand is that assimilators are considered abstract conceptualizers and reflective observers. They fall between this thing that Kolb talks about called the active experimentation and the concrete experience on the processing and perception continuum. Now, these students, they like to learn from an expert to find comfort in well-organized information. And they like to be right. In other words, they want clear expectation, and they want to know that when they do something, that they've done it the right way. These students like independent tasks that are led by an instructor or a detailed list of instructions so they know what to do when they're all by themselves. All of Kolb's styles attempts to use the social constructivism paradigm and collaborativism, but assimilators thrive in logic and don't have time for group members' opinions, which can lead to group tension. Unfortunately, studies have shown that assimilators, like the divergers, produced more instances of irrelevant response, so that their learning performance was less impressive. What about these changing roles in education? How are things differently now, reflecting on that style, and what are things that educators can do to respond to the assimilator? Well, since these learners do well with instruction and clear expectations, a flipped classroom may be beneficial to them. Educators may want to prepare instructional videos for lessons that can be watched repeatedly as needed. Content can be given in small group with a teacher, but also through adaptive technology that challenges these learners where they are. The learning style may do well with computer adaptive testing, or CAT, that changes in difficulty in each question based on their performance in the previous question. This has been Mike Lewis. This is the Assimilator.
Convergers. According to Kolb 1984, Convergers' perception continuum is abstract conceptualization or thinking, and their process continuum is active experimentation. Learner characteristics adopted by Hine and Budney, 2003, suggest that they like to ask how questions and want to know details. They do not prefer to work in groups or sit and listen to lectures. They like to find and answer questions and make decisions quickly. Convergers also are strong at testing and trying new things. Changing roles in education. When working with convergers, there should be direct teacher instruction. Teachers should have purpose-driven, structured lessons with clear directions and assignments. They should have role-playing, hands-on activities, and practical applications. Also, when working with these students, teachers should use analogies, model building, laboratories, case studies, simulations. These applications work well with convergers because they are clear-cut, straight-to-the-point learners. Converger learners also like to do internships, practicums, and field work. You will find them in the careers such as technology, economics, and environmental science. These think and do learners like to show up and get the job done. This is Kamanisa McLean.
This is Kimberly Walston.
This is Mike Lewis.
This is Tanya Woods.
And
We
we're
are
Group
Group 3.